Phillip Blume, and today we're talking about, do Facebook ads really work for photographers? Welcome back. It's October as this video and article and Shutter Magazine are released, and that means fall portrait season for us here at Blume Studios. And it's really one of the key parts of our year. If you guys know our system, kind of the engine that runs our business, we're doing some clever mini sessions throughout the whole year that actually profit us more than weddings. So I want to tell you more about that at the end of this video. But our biggest time for scheduled events, for mini session events that we announce publicly through Facebook, is right now. And it's the perfect time to do it. Everyone, there's a time element. A lot of folks are wanting to get their portraits updated. It's nice weather outside. Get those holiday cards planned and sent out on time. So you have lots of little angles that you can approach through your ads to bring in a flood of inquiries. Now, how do you shoot that many sessions if you really are able to bring in a flood? Well, I would suggest these really hyper tweaked mini sessions that we've taught photographers all over the country. But first, let's talk about the Facebook ad, because you can use this in any part of your business and really hone in on it this month as well. So the first thing to know is setting up a Facebook ad. If you go into the ads manager on Facebook these days, it can be intimidating. I remember we started our business 10 years ago. It was a while before I even tried a Google ad or something like that. And honestly, the interface was just intimidating for me. I never really ran Google ads effectively because there's too much going on. Facebook ads were so simple for me back then. Now this system has become really robust as well, and it's intimidating if you go inside the ads manager on your account. So I'm going to recommend, just to start out, you've got a lot of powerful tweaking of your ad just by posting a post on your business page first. So doing that first, just you're used to that. You've made posts on your business page before about an upcoming event or scheduled photo sessions, and we're going to go from there, and then you can click boost and turn this into an ad. So setting up your ad, the first thing you want to do is include an image with this Facebook post. The crazy thing I read recently, and it really didn't surprise me because it's similar to marketing research we studied in journalism school years ago, but Consumer Acquisition ran a test and found out that on social media, and the image that is in an ad tends to be responsible for about 75 to 90% of that ad's performance. So if you choose the wrong photo or aren't making an impact there, or aren't including a photo at all, you're really wasting a lot of your money and effort. So 75 to 90% of that ad's performance is going to be based on your photo. Choose your best portrait session photo. Choose something that is up in your face. You know, even if you shoot a lot of landscape-driven images with someone kind of tucked in creatively, make this an image that someone can connect to humanly. So an up-close, an emotional image. Those tend to play a lot better on social media. So we're going to choose that image and include that as part of the post. You can even include a little bit of graphic element in there. I recommend doing that rather than just text with an image, as if you if you just posted something on Instagram. Let's turn this into an infographic. And in our case, this time of year, we're putting mini sessions, holiday mini sessions, limited spots available. We're just including that little bit of text on the image that we choose. Now, targeting. Once you have posted this post, no one's seeing it because no one sees our Facebook pages anymore unless we pay to play, and that's all right because it's a very effective way of doing things. But once you've done that, you can boost that post. You're going to go in and target. This is the magic of modern marketing. You're not just putting your ad on a billboard and wondering, will someone maybe see it of the thousands of cars driving by, and then later think to call me. No, you have the ability to target exactly the person who would want your ad. And you're going to do that manually first. So for instance, when we're targeting mini sessions rather than a wedding ad or something like that, we're targeting mini sessions primarily to families, although you can do any genre. We like to do families. So you have to ask yourself, who is the client? Who holds the purse strings? Who's actually going to make the purchase? And in the terms of our families, it's typically the mother of the family. So we're going in and immediately targeting women between the ages of about 32 to 45. There are younger women with children out there, but most of those who have children who are big enough to sit up or act or interact in the kind of interactive sessions that we do are going to be around that age. And then what we found is, because we're in a small market, many of you, if you're in a big city, you're going to have to keep narrowing down with more modifiers. We find that as we start to narrow our group down, it says you don't have a big enough audience. We're in a small college town in Georgia, and so you might have to start opening up the parameters of your target to get everybody in, and then go ahead and run that ad. So from there, we'll add a few interests. Parenting, we'll add family, things. We know that the question our clients are really asking themselves, the need they really have, is the desire to create heirloom artwork, to preserve their family, because that is a real priority of their lives. Everyone loves their family, but that's not really the priority of everyone's life. So if we target those who are, queued up by Facebook to enjoy parenting and talk a lot about family on their Facebook page, that's going to be perfect. Now the next thing you can do, this is new in Facebook, relatively new, really powerful, is behavioral algorithms. So besides just the information that people provide on their accounts and tell Facebook and tell us who they are, what ages, all this demographics, it's getting spooky, guys. Facebook is actually able to catalog behavior on the network. So what that means is very effective for us. We used to have to go through a lot of tech, software to create lookalike audiences. Now you can target people who have actually purchased on Facebook more often, who are actually used to making purchases or booking things online, and Facebook knows who those people are. So you're gonna have the choice when you go in there's 3 options, and you click the one you want. Do you want someone to interact with your ad and like it or be more likely to comment on it? Or do you want someone who's likely to purchase from you, conversions? And that's what we'll normally pick when we're running an ad, when we want someone to book our mini session or our portrait session immediately. So I'm gonna click on conversions and narrow down to that group of people. Really powerful tool that Facebook has given us. Budget and time. This is just a general question until you get used to running Facebook ads. How much should you be willing to spend? How long should you run an ad? And just a good starting point, kind of a rule of thumb. I usually start with about $30 budget and run it for a week. And if you run your ad for a week for a $30 budget, you can start gauging whether the ad is doing well by how many, not only how many inquiries you get, how many leads come through the ad, but from there, how many actually book. And so within a week's time, you should be able to tell, is it working at least close to what you want. In the end, we usually end up spending about $5 or $6 for every person who actually books. So that would be a good functioning ad. If you see, I've spent $30 and 4 or 5 people have booked for my $30, then you're doing great. That's a great, completely respectable ad that you're running. You can make tweaks if it's not doing that. Think about this. Everyone wakes up in the morning, and as Donald Miller said, all of us in our heads are the protagonists of our story. We're always asking, what do we want? What is our most internal desire, and how do we fulfill that today? So you want to make your client the hero of the story. When you're running an ad, talk about how here's your opportunity to preserve these important memories for your family at this unique time in your life. You want to talk about them and make sure that that copy, what you write in your ad, is as powerful as the image you're using. And finally, this is where a lot of photographers miss the boat. This is an extra step. This is something you need to learn, and it's yet another software or another technique that you have to take on as a photographer, but it's important, guys. And we're used to this, right? We are our business's CEOs, and we're our accountants. We're our own packaging and grunt work, and we're the artists. So this is just something you need to do. Create a landing page. You need to figure out how to create a landing page, whether that's with just sort of a startup sample of some software out there that's free, and get used to doing it. Or what I really recommend in the long term for photographers specifically is sticky folios. Sticky folios is a landing page software created for photographers specifically that actually, once someone clicks on your ad, they're not just going to your website and then learning new information and getting lost and forgetting why they went there. it takes them to a specific web page that through the software you're able to create very easily. It has templates, and it actually holds their hand and walks them, take step 1, take step 2, take step 3, and you're booked. And this is how an ad becomes effective. And then call to action, guys, it's just as simple. We have to be bold, and we have to use a couple simple words at the end of our ads. We have to say book now. We have to say don't wait. We have to give a call to action. Otherwise, people will sometimes just go with their inertia. They'll just continue in their life unless you remind them, look, this is the action you should take. And not just because we're salespeople, but because we want to offer a service to you. We want to offer something of value. And that's helping you make sure that when you're older and your kids are older, you didn't lose those opportunities to document your life together. If this sounds kind of appealing, some of this is new to you, or you have tried Facebook ads before and you just really want to make them incredibly effective, where you can book up your whole year with portrait sessions, or even other genres, weddings, whatever you do. We have a live webinar that we're allowing everyone to tune into. We just want to help you guys make your businesses successful, not just so you can improve your bankroll, but because photographers are we have such a powerful skill that can change the world so much. And if you've heard Eileen and me talk in our TED Talk about how we can change the world through bringing attention through photography and videography to important causes, it's just so important to us to help as many photographers as possible succeed, so that your business is running streamlined, successful, profitable, and you can take your time and your resources and really go out there with those things and do what's important to you. Live your life more fully. So we look forward. I'll put the web address here on the video, and we'll see you at the webinar soon. Looking forward to it, guys. Have a good one.